Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Palakpakan po muna natin ang sarili. Thank you so much for your time and presence here. We are now going to open our floor for the questions. But before that, Mayor Sara, allow us to throw the first question to you, ma'am. Ma'am, would you consider the Mahalin Natin ang Pilipinas ride a success? And also, can you share one most memorable experience during your ride, ma'am? So first question, would you consider the ride a successful one?
Yes, of course. It is a successful endeavor because we were able to do what we set out to do. Start in Davao and then go up to Ilocos Norte and go round back down to Davao. And we were able to do... Budget lang ha. Let me just get my colleagues. Yes. So, from Davao to Ilocos Norte to back to Davao City, and then we were able to do 34 provinces and 70 official stops during the caravan ride. And most memorable moment would be the planggana siguro, the planggana with my name. Yun ang pinaka naaalala ko sa lahat ng mga ingenious na ideas nila na ginamit nila as banners, as items to call our attention doon sa caravan. Yung palanggana with my name.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Let's now open our floor to our friends from the media. First question will be coming from... Yes, ma'am?
Hi, Mayor. John Avansania po of TV5. Mayor, kumusta po kayo ngayong, syempre, although alam mo naman po natin na meron na po kayong background on national campaigning noong 2019 with HMT. You're campaigning for your senatorial lineup. Kumusta naman po ngayon na talagang kayo na mismo yung nangangampanya para po sa sarili nyo?
2016, we campaigned for PRD sa Mindanao and Visayas, and then 2019, we campaigned for senators ng HNP, those who were supporting the administration of President Duterte. And then for this 2022, campaigning for myself, merong pressure. Noon kasi walang pressure. Ngayon, merong pressure talaga na makipag-usap sa mga tao at tanungin sila kung ano yung mga maitulong ko sa kanila, and tanungin sila kung paano ko makuha yung boto nila. So, may pressure doon.
Last question. Yung statement po ni Walden Bello about po dun sa debate, he said po na tinawag niyo po kayo and BBM forwards. Ano yung reaction niyo or ano po yung masasabi niyo dun sa statement niya na yun?
Yes, my team and I are currently discussing that item, so I will not comment on that item as of yet. Thank you.
Last talaga. Sir, on survey po, talagang nangunguna kayo, Mayor. Any reaction po talagang na-maintain niyo po yung #1 na spot eh?
Okay. Seasoned politician advised me not to believe surveys dahil hindi naman lagi na yung nasa unahan ng survey sila yung nananalo. So dapat talaga tutukan yung kampanya, dapat talaga tutukan yung one-on-one sa mga tao, sa mga voters, and dapat masagot mo kung ano yung mga kailangan ng mga tao at kung ano yung kailangan nila sa iyo. They are indicative of the trend, but it doesn't necessarily mean na ikaw na yung panalo. Pero I would just like to thank everyone, all my friends around the country for their support. sa akin and for my candidacy. And they serve as an inspiration to go on and on every day sa campaign and to make sure that we cover everything doon sa campaign namin para sa ating mga botante.
Thank you po.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Next.
Hi, good afternoon po. This is Neo Mercado from Inquirer.net. Mayor Inday, President Duterte, yung last na statement niya noong, I think a couple of days ago, he's still not endorsing any presidential candidate. So parang the assumption po would be, since you are his daughter, that he will be supporting you and your partner. So ano po masasabi niyo na until now, we are already a month into the campaign season, what can you say po na wala pa rin presidential endorsement from President Duterte?
We respect the position of the president mainly because he is his own person and he is the president and he comes from a party that is different from the party of my running mate and my political party. No? So I am from Lakas, he is from PDP, Bongbong Marcos is from PFP. So merong kanya-kanya talagang direksyon ang mga partido and ang mga politicians. And we respect the president kung ano yung kanyang paninindigan with regard to endorsements ngayong elections.
Another question po, doon po sa debates naman, so isa po yun sa mga kumbaga binabato sa inyo ngayon ng inyong running mate na si Bongbong Marcos, yung hindi ninyo pag-attend doon sa debates. What's your stand? Kasi tinatanong po usually sa mga debates sila, ano ba ang importansya ng debates? And they answer that. For you po, maybe may reason po kayo for not attending the debates?
Yes, may reason ako, but I do not want to say it to the public what the reason is. So we are discussing it with my team in drafting a statement, and we will, as of now, no comment.
Okay po. Mayor Inday, if I can po. One last question po. Mayroon po bang conversation lang between you and President Duterte regarding your vice presidential bid? What is, may mga advice mo ba siya or ano po nasasabi niya sa inyo so far regarding your VP bid?
Wala pa kaming conversations ni President Duterte about my running for vice president.
Okay po. Thank you po,
Thank you.
Mayor.
Thank you so much. Next.
May hapon, Mayor. May mga Padilla of Edge Davao. Based on the caravans, yung mga tao na, your supporters, there is no doubt na biddable po kayo. I'm just wondering po if, are there areas, based sa yung Mahalin natin ng Pilipinas, right, are there areas na nakikita nyo na parang weak or parang where are you strongest and where are you weakest?
Yes. Lakas Party did the commission a study for me. And in that study, everything is laid down, kung saan, at bakit, at ano.
Can you cite, meron pang areas na may na-identify pa kayo ng areas?
Okay, the president of Lakas, sabi niya, wag daw i-discuss publicly kung ano yung content ng study.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. Before we proceed, we would like to acknowledge former spokesperson Harry Rocker. Good afternoon, sir. And Davao Occidental Governor and HMP President Claudio Bautista. Good afternoon, sir. Yes, next.
I'd like to ask Mayor Sara, future Vice President. I'd like to know, you mentioned that you don't believe in survey, you were advised not to believe in survey and that dapat tutukan sa kampanya ang what the voters want. So, what are the issues that you think will make you, the issues that will make you win? Or what are the issues that the voters, what are these things that the voters want? Okay. Ang pinakauna sa atin ngayon is where are we going from this pandemic? Are we going back to lockdowns? Are we reopening continually? So yun yung pinakauna dyan, where are we going from this pandemic? And that is also the message of the UNITEAM, that is sama-sama tayong babangon muli. Our message is that babangon tayo and we will recover from the pandemic. Ang next dyan is paano natin ibabalik yung mga trabaho na nawala. Karamihan doon sa mga nawalang trabaho come from small and medium enterprises kasi ito yung mga nagsara during the pandemic dahil hindi naman malaki yung kanilang line sa capitalization. And next is yung continuity of the reforms that were initially started by the administration of President Duterte. And very recently, because of that Russia and Ukraine issue, that is the question about our security already. Not just in terms of territorial security, but food security and our basic needs security. Because clearly, hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas, that war there will affect everything globally.
Thank you so much, ma'am. At this point in time, let's ask question to Majority Floor Leader Martin Romualdez and also to Governor Claude. Sir, as president of your party, Lakas CMD and HNP, how's your assessment po of the ongoing campaign of Vice President Inday Sara Duterte and the other candidates, senatorial, the UNITEAM senatorial and of course BBM po?
Firstly, this is a Thanksgiving. Kaya we are so happy that our chairperson of Lakas CMD, our critical personality in the whole unity, has made it from Davao to Ilocos Norte and back safely and soundly in the most productive land caravan ever. She has personally conducted this, and she has almost single-handedly lifted the UNITEAM by making herself very, very approachable, very, very reachable, very, very visible. It has done untold wonders. Napakaganda ang nangyari. Ako lang sa Tacloban napakasaya yung tao. At makikita natin sa sunod na survey, sigurado talaga angat lalo pa si Mayor Inday Sara and the UNITEAM because of this initiative. Napakaganda ang ginawa niya. Talagang hindi talaga siya napagod or napagod pa siya, pero hindi napagod sa pagbigay ng oras at pagkataon sa lahat ng taong bayan sa buong Pilipinas, from Davao to the north and back, from the Visayas, from the eastern Visayas and down to central western Visayas. Wala siyang iniwan. Kaya we are so proud of her. We are so proud that she has almost single-handedly done so much here for the UNITEAM, being so approachable, reachable, being so visible. Napakaganda talaga ang nangyari. But we are just so happy that she's back, safe and sound. Kaya sa totoo lang biro mo, nagpailan talaga siya. At we also would like to thank the UNITEAM, especially the team Sara Duterte. We have here Governor Claude Bautista of the ITM, heading all the parallel groups and all of the stakeholders in this campaign. This is an unbelievable feat. Ngayon ko lang nakita ng ganitong klaseng kampanya na ginawa ng isang kandidato. Sinabi niya noong January gagawin niya, nakita ko yung schedule, sabi ko, oh my gosh, paano natin gagawin to? Pero true to form, ginawa ni Mayor Inday Sara. That is why she is the most deserving. She will be the best Vice President the Philippines has ever had.
Thank you much, Governor Claude.
In behalf of HNP, I am proud to say and announce the next Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines is coming from Davao City, no other than our the most beautiful woman in the world and the most sexy.
Beauty pageant, vice presidential race.
Madam Inday Sara Duterte, the next Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines. Thank you so much, and thank you for welcoming us back in Davao City. Thank you.
Thank you, Gov. To former Spokes Harry Roca, sir, may mga days po hindi kayo nakakasama during the UNITEAM Caravan. You're doing your personal campaign po. Can you share your story with us?
Well, sinubukan ko pa talagang to catch up with the future Vice President, napakahirap po. I was with her the first day and then I disappeared for 2 days because I had to attend to other campaign-related matters. I rejoined in Naga and did not leave until Batangas, no? But unfortunately, I had a personal emergency in the family. Kung hindi po nangyari yon, I was really looking forward to traveling with her all the way back to Mindanao. Pero dati po, sabi ni Mayora, tatakbo siya. Nung sabi niya, hindi tatakbo, hindi rin ako tumakbo. Nung sabi niya, tatakbo, tatakbo na. Nung sinabi niya, magpabike siya, nag-train ako. Because the last time I rode a motorcycle was 20 years ago. Harinawa, I fell flat on my face. I have wounds that have finally healed now that you're back safely back in Davao. But it was well worth it dahil marunong na ako muli magmotor. But I think what's important is the messaging. She went around not just to meet people from all walks of life. Tinitigilan talaga niya, miski kakaunting crowd na nasa kalye that was welcoming her. And I think, and she actually preferred the company of ordinary people than politicians. I think that was really the most effective part of her campaign, of her Mahalin ng Pilipinas campaign, because people know that this is their future Vice President who wants to serve them and who does not want just to work with established leaders. I think that was the most important message that she sent to the country. Plus the fact na ang panawagan niya, mahalin talaga natin ang Pilipinas. No? I think there's a need to reinforce it kasi nga ngayong panahon ng eleksyon, nagbabanatan, nagbibirahan, pero ang importante, above it all, when you choose your leaders, it's because you're choosing them dahil mahal natin ang Pilipinas. To me, that was the most effective result of this campaign. And congratulations to the future Vice President, Inday Sara.
Thank you so much, Senator Harry Roque. Let's open up the question from Ms. Rose. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon po. Rose Bernales from Sunshine Radio Davao. For the party and the HNP and for Mayor Sara, what's next after the success of Mahalin Natin ang Pilipinas ride? Hindi pa po tapos ang kampanya natin. Ano yung ma-expect pa ng lahat ng Pilipino? At then, mamaya na yung next. Sige po.
Sir Martin.
Yes, well, we'll be unveiling the schedules for the month of March, and you will be seeing actually more of the UNITEAM, no, campaigning together because nakikita po natin while we try to cover as much territory as possible, nakikita natin pagkasama ang UNITEAM, napaka-explosive ang reaction ng tao. Diba? So we have seen that nagre-resonate talaga itong UNITEAM campaign, and they really like to see Mayor Inday Sara with BBM, campaigning together. So we will try to also give that to the people. But nonetheless, there will still be some other areas that we will have to separate to cover more areas. But I think we will share with the people more with what they want to see when they see BBM-SARA together as the UNITEAM. But we will definitely be adjusting as the days go by. But you will see a more cohesive, a more coordinated, a more focused, and a more successful campaign. You will see the best campaign ever waged in the Republic of the Philippines, for we have no other than our chair of Lakas here, taking the cudgels for not just the party but for the UNITEAM in making sure that we will win these elections. Kaya very proud tayo, very momentous. Nakita mo naman nung sinabi ni Mayor Inday Sara, we will start on February 1 and we will finish today. Ginawa niya lahat. What she says, she does. What she starts, she finishes. So that is very, very telling. That is a testimony to her conviction, to her commitment, to her duty to the Filipino people.
Thank you, Major. Mayor Sara, anything to add, ma'am? Wala na pa. Okay. Go, Claude. Anything to add? Wala na pa. Yes, ma'am? For the second question.
For clarification lang, Mayor, meron kasing mga sabi-sabi na how true that there is an ID for UNITEAM and there is a membership fee. And when BBM will be here in Mindanao, bibigyan daw sila ng 5,000 pesos. I just want to clarify for the benefit of the public.
We call on the public to not believe This claims of certain groups about an ID that is worth 20 pesos, and there will be a grant of 5,000 pesos from the presidential candidate of the UNITEAM, Bongbong Marcos. These are not true, and this is a scam. So if they know of any information about this, they should immediately report it to us, the UNITEAM, so that we can appropriately act on it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next. Yes, ma'am.
Mayor, good afternoon po. Claudette po ng PTV. Mayor, you said po na during the Mahalin Natin ng Pilipinas ride, nakabisita ka og 34 provinces. If once elected po ba, meron po bang specific na lugar na nais niyong balikan, perhaps para tulungan? And ano po yung problema na nakikita niyo doon sa nasabing lugar?
Oh, yeah. Oo. Well, actually, nakaplano na ako kung ako manalo ng Vice President. And that is create satellite offices sa lahat ng regions for my office. Since nakita ko and natutunan ko dito sa Mahalin Natin ng Pilipinas ride is that we have so many parallel groups who want to help their communities. And lagi kong sinasabi sa kanila when we talk doon sa ride, nung nag-meet kami, nagkausap kami, lagi ko sinasabi sa kanila na hindi lang ito sa eleksyon, hindi lang ito na mapapanalo ninyo ang Vice President ninyo. We need to work harder for the Philippines, and hindi ito kaya gawin ng isang tao lang. So if there is one particular area, that would be Eastern Visayas, dahil compared to the other areas na mga nadaanan namin, sila talaga yung hindi pa maganda yung infrastructure development. Madami kaming nadaanan ng mga areas na makikita mo talaga na unequal yung development ng Pilipinas, particularly in terms of infrastructure development. And this is something that the regional development councils should work on. Dahil ang mga infrastructure projects start with dyan sa mga local development councils up to the region, up to the national government agencies, yung mga projects. So dapat pinapalakas natin yung mga RDCs natin. And yun nga, ang plano namin if I win the vice presidency is create a satellite office, tap that parallel group na willing to work for their country, tap that and create a satellite office in the 13 regions plus NCR, of course, ng ating bansa. And then hop from one satellite office to another to make sure that kung ano yung kailangan ng region or ano yung kailangan ng particular province ay hindi na sila kailangan pumunta doon sa national capital region para sabihin, para i-explain kung ano yung kailangan nila. It is easier for one person to move around than 13 regions going to one office. So yan din ang natutunan ko dito sa aking pagtatrabaho as a city mayor sa Davao City. Sa laki ng syudad ng Davao, kailangan talaga ng satellite office. And I learned that sa aking 6 years na naging mayor, and that is why we also are opening a satellite city mayor's office doon sa Taquibato district namin. So, diyan ko natutunan na mas madali na isang tao ang gumagalaw, umiikot, kesa yung mga taong lahat pumupunta doon sa isang opisina.
And ma'am, one last question po. If given the chance po, kasi yung every time nag-i-interview, talaga yung sinasabi usually ng mga tao is, they love you and they appreciate you, di lang tungod sa inyong family name, but really see you, your performance as, you know, as is a public figure, as a politician. So pag once po ba na-elect kayo bilang Vice Presidente, ano po yung top 3 programs na pinakamalapit po sa puso nyo that you really wanted to give, you know, an importance?
Opo. Number one, entrepreneurship. Dahil lagi yan, sa lahat ng pamilya, kulang yung sweldo. Hindi siya, even if it's mother and father or dalawang guardians ang nagtatrabaho, kulang na kulang pa rin. So, kailangan talaga matuto ang mga tao magnegosyo. So, entrepreneurship. Pangalawa, peace building in the communities. How to predict conflict. And then, kung nandiyan na yung conflict, how to resolve conflict. And then, number three, it's child protection.
Thank you. Yes, next question, please. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm here again. I'm Jermelina of the Inquirer. I'd like to actually I want to go back and ask the mayor again if ever there's another chance in the future or in the near, are you going to join another vice presidential debate? And also we also want to know why. I'm sorry, but I don't know. We want to know if why presidential candidate Bongo Marcos is not around. Okay.
For the Thanksgiving,
Yeah, okay.
I think meron siyang campaign today, no? Yes, meron siyang rally. Saan ba yung rally today?
I also know that nadinig ko rin na hinahanda rin yung para sa sa mga LMP bukas at saka sa Batangas na susunod. So may series of meetings po sa HQ niya para niya lahat. Pero he also joins our Vice President Sara Duterte in celebrating the Thanksgiving. Siya rin isa nagdadasal araw-araw na safe si ma'am sa ride. At sa wakas, natapos natin itong Mahal Natin ride na napaka-successful. We celebrate together as the UNITEAM, or we work together as one. And we are so glad that we have completed this UNITEAM, and we are now next to the continuation of the campaign. So we shall be back in Luzon tomorrow with the Liga ng Municipal Mayors of the Philippines and Vice Mayors, and then pushing to Batangas onwards po.
Yes, oo. Actually, hindi ko alam kung ano ang schedule ni Apo BBM today, but we will see each other tomorrow sa Vice Mayor's League of the Philippines. League of Municipalities of the Philippines. Okay. We'll see each other sa dalawang events tomorrow. The Vice Mayor's League of the Philippines in the morning and the League of the Municipalities in the afternoon. And then, with regard to the debate and debate questions, it is a continuing discussion sa team namin, and we will come up with a statement. In the meantime, there is no comment.
May I just ask, why is it? It seems that it's a very big question for the group to join the debate. The reason behind.
I do not. It is something personal, and I do not want to say it publicly. And it is a continuing discussion within the team whether I will participate in the debate or not. And there will be a statement. So, as of the moment, there is no comment.
Thank you so much, Mayor. We would like to acknowledge first Senatorial Candidate Robin Padilla. Sir, good afternoon. Itanong na lang din namin diretso po kay Senator Robin Padilla. Sir, kamusta po ang experience ninyo sa pagsama po sa Mahalin Natin ng Pilipinas ride?
A'udzubillahi minasyaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Bismillah wa salatu wa salamu wa rasulillah. Assalamualaikum. Umanhin po. Ako po ay nahuli. Ma'am, pasensya na po, Senator, Congressman, sa lahat po. Ito na po ang pinaka masasabi kong nag-enjoy po ako sa Mahalin Natin ng Pilipinas ride, sapagkat tunay po na minahal namin ang Pilipinas. Dahil inikot po namin, nakita po natin ang ating mga kababayan sa kanayunan, nakita po namin, nakasama po namin sila. Iba po yung nakakapiling mo sila eh. at nakikita mo kung ano talaga yung sitwasyon sa kalsada. At parang napapalapit kami sa kanila, nakakausap namin sila. Kaya ako po ay buong pusong nagpapasalamat sa ating kung susunod na Vice Presidente ng Pilipinas sapagkat ako po ay kanyang isinama sa pag-iikot na ito. At doon din po nakita natin yung mga pinagawang infrastruktura ng ating mahal na Pangulo na nakakatulong po yan sa ekonomiya. At nakikita rin po natin kung ano pa yung dapat gawin. Kaya maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Senator. Let's have last 2 questions na lang po. One for
Ako po ulit, Yung Mercado from Inquirer.net. Mayor Sara, isa doon sa mga common sa vice presidential post is back up lang siya ng presidential. How do you plan to change that? Na may ganoong na ang mandato ng VP is to just be the backup of the president. How are you planning to be a more vocal vice president? And meron po ba a specific cabinet post that you're eyeing should you be elected as the VP?
Yes, napagplanuhan ko na rin yan na kung ako mananalo. Unang-una, kung mananalo kaming dalawa ni Apo BBM as President and Vice President, pinag-usapan na namin kung saan ako makakatulong sa kanya, sa kanyang cabinet. And if unfortunately ibang president ang manalo and hindi niya kailangan ang tulong ko, ay pinagplanuhan ko na rin kung ano yung gagawin ko. And nakatutok pa rin siya doon sa sinabi kong 3 priorities ko kanina. Unang-una, teach people how to do business, entrepreneurship. And then pangalawa, peace building in communities. And then pangatlo, yung child protection, particularly from abuse and neglect.
Nabanggit po kasi ni Senator Bongbong before na you want yung assume po yung defense chief na post. So, on that context po, may I ask na po kung ano po yung stand niyo po sa how are you going to address yung sa South China Sea, West Philippine Sea issue natin ngayon, dispute natin with China on that matter?
Always with diplomacy. Lahat ng bagay with diplomacy. The Philippines is a developing country. We are not a superpower. Every issue, every international issue and conflict natin, we should use diplomacy.
Last na lang po, Ma'am Habol. Medyo foreign affairs issue po siya, pero connect ko na lang din po dun sa defense side. Ano po stand nyo na lang po dun po sa current event sa Ukraine and Russia? Should the Philippines make a stand on that or should we stay neutral? Ano po masasabi niyo po doon?
Always neutral. If hindi naman involved ang Philippine interest. Laging dapat mauna ang interest ng Pilipinas. That is the only time that you take sides if our interest is at risk. Pero pag hindi naman at risk yung interest natin, we should always be neutral.
Yung sinasabi po kasi, Mayor Sara, is kapag maapektuhan daw yung Pilipinas in a sense na tataas yung mga presyo ng mga bilihin if the situation over there worsens. So, is that enough reason for the Philippines to make a stand if that happens?
I'm sorry, I have to clarify make a stand pro-Russia or pro-Ukraine?
Maybe how are we going to position ourselves po regarding doon sa sitwasyon na yun? Parang how are we going to balance po na yung pag make a stand and at the same time making sure na parang kasi nga po may mga ganun possible effects na tumaas yung mga presyo ng mga bilihin dito if mag-worsen yung situation doon.
Right, okay. If it is a matter of making a stand, then if I were the president, I would be at first neutral until I am pushed against a wall to make a decision for the country. And then with regard to the effects of the war, that is something that the national government should prepare for. Hindi na yan siya, hindi sikreto kung ano ang epekto ng wars. Nakita na natin sa mga nakaraang mga taon kung ano yung epekto, ang global effect ng giyera. And that it is something that the national government, the whole of government should prepare for, and not just one cabinet secretary or one department of the government. Dahil meron ng domino effect yan sa lahat ng aspeto ng buhay ng mga Pilipino, particularly that it will really affect our cost of living and our daily life dahil makakaapekto siya sa ating finances.
Thank you po, Mayor.
Thank you. Senator Harry Roque, anything to add, sir?
Yes, Madam Vice President, with your kind permission. Well, alam niyo po, I was the first to actually bring this issue up. Unfortunately, hindi pinick up ng media. It was on the last day that I was able to join Mayor Sara in Batangas before my family emergency. And I did warn that we have to be ready in case of an actual armed conflict in Ukraine, because the number one effect would be higher prices of commodities, whether we like it or not, because as soon as there is an armed conflict, the cost of crude oil rises. But I also explained in Batangas that candidates for senators should be asked for their position on this matter. Why? Although it is true that the executive is the architect of foreign policy, the Senate and Congress are still the policymakers. And therefore, what are the policies that have to be made in view of the resurgence of armed conflicts? Alam niyo, if we're going to use a textbook approach, and I did teach international law at UP for 15 years, I in fact inherited the load of Miriam Defensor Santiago when she was elected into Congress. No? The textbook approach is, of course, the invasion of Ukraine is illegal because it is contrary to Article 51, which compels countries to settle their disputes peacefully, and contrary to Chapter 7 of the UN Charter, that the use of force is prohibited except by way of self-defense and by way of UN Security Council authorization. The problem is, this is not the first time that we are seeing a breach of the UN Charter. When Iraq was invaded by the US and the Allied forces, they also did not have a UN Security Council authorization, neither was it done in self-defense. Both instances of resort to the use of force were illegal, and the ongoing one is still illegal. But the point that we would like to stress is that this is what happens when countries refuse to abide with their treaty obligation under the UN Charter to desist from the use of force. And from the policy point of view, the Philippine government should be at the forefront of insisting that all UN country members should be faithful to the language and the spirit of the UN Charter, because otherwise we will always have the scourge of war. But like the Vice President said, we have to be prepared. Malayo man ang Ukraine at ang Russia sa atin, unang-una nararamdaman na po natin ang pagtaas ng presyo ng langis, at pag tumaas pong langis, tataas po ang presyo ng lahat ng bilihin. I think we have to explore whether or not we have to amend the law na nagsasabi that we can only do away with excise taxes if the world Brent crude prices exceed $80 for 3 months. Well, I have no doubts it will in this instance. But the issue is whether or not we should act swiftly. Another issue is whether or not we should explore the restoration of the Oil Price Stabilization Fund, which the father of Apo Bongbong implemented at the height of many crises. I know it will cost the taxpayers a lot, but meanwhile, the alternative also is to give subsidies by way of fuel subsidies. At siguro, timbangan na natin magkano ba yung nagastusin sa fuel subsidies because of the higher cost of commodities, not just of fuel, at magkano ba yung gagastusin sa Oil Price Stabilization Fund, because in the long run, it will even up, no? Dahil hindi naman palaging mataas ang presyo ng langis. But these are policy issues, and I encourage every member of the media to ask each and every senatorial candidate what policies they intend to initiate in the Senate concerning this recent armed conflict in Eastern Europe.
Thank you, sir. Just a quick follow-up on that. Yes, ma'am.
Just a quick follow-up, sir. If you are in favor of the reduction or the doing away of the excise tax on oil and the other one,
You cannot do that without amending
yeah,
the
the
law.
amendment.
It is a law. So,
So are you in favor? Are you supporting the calls to amend the law?
well, right now it has reached 100. So why should we wait for any longer time when we know that it will already cause hardship? Can you imagine how much local oil prices will be now that they are breaching 100 barrels, or $100 per barrel? No? So I think they have to act swiftly now. They have to amend the law. Siguro limited na kapag naman nag-breach ng 100, po pwede nang masuspend yun because obviously it has breached $80.
Thank you, sir. Before we proceed to our last two questions, we would like to recognize House Speaker Lord Alan Velasco. Good evening, sir. Magandang gabi po. To Mayor Sara Duterte, ma'am, if you will win as Vice President of the country, would you emulate your local program to help SMEs, the Magnegosyo Taday and the Peace 911 that resulted to the surrender of NPAs in Pakibati District?
Yes.
Okay. And for your final statement, ma'am?
Alright, assalamualaikum. Madayaw umayong gabi sa inyong tanan. Finally, we are home after 28 days of being away from the comforts of our homes, away from our families. Nakabalik na tayo. At dapat lang tayo magpasalamat dahil tagumpay ang Mahalin Natin ang Pilipinas ride na ginawa natin sa buong bansa. At natapos natin ang ating biyahe ng walang disgrasya. Nakauwi tayo sa ating mga pamilya. In the words of Majority Floor Leader Martin Romualdez, safe and sound. Sa Mahalin Natin ang Pilipinas ride, nalibot natin ang 34 na probinsya at nakarecord tayo ng 70 official stops. Sa ating biyahe mula Mindanao, mula noong February 1 hanggang sa pagbalik natin ngayong araw, nakita natin ang mga realidad at sitwasyon sa mga komunidad na ating nadaanan. May mga parte sa Pilipinas na nangangailangan ng tulong dahil sa naranasan nilang paghihirap. May mga lugar din na progresibo. Pero sa kabila ng mga realidad at pagkakaiba ng sitwasyon, nakita natin ang pagiging masayahin ng mga Pilipino. Naranasan din natin ang pagiging likas na mapagbigay sa kapwa natin. I will never forget the warmth of the Filipino people we met along the way. And I will always remember the courage, the strength, and the resiliency they've shown as we passed by, rain or shine. Sa lahat ng mga sumama sa ating biyahe sa loob ng 28 days sa buong bansa, maraming salamat po sa inyo. Sa ating mga riders, sa mga staff, at sa mga volunteers, maraming salamat sa inyo. Sa ating senatorial candidates, Senator Robin Padilla and Senator Harry Roque, maraming salamat po. And of course, my eternal thanks to the President of Lakas Christian Muslim Democrats, Majority Floor Leader Martin Romualdez, and to his best friend forever, House Speaker Lord Alan Velasco, and of course, especially, special mention to the President of Hugpong ng Pagbabago, Governor Claudio Bautista. Ang Mahalin Natin ang Pilipinas ay simula pa lang ng ating biyahe. Mahaba pa ito. We still have March and April and the first week of May. At siyak po ako na sa patuloy ninyong pagsama sa akin ay malayo ang ating mararating. Sa muli, mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Sukaran, daghang salamat.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much once again. Senator Robin Padilla, Senator Harry Roque, Majority Floor Leader Martin Romualdez, House Speaker Alan Lord Velasco, and Davao Occidental Governor and HNP President Claudio Bautista, and of course Vice President Inday Sara Duterte. Palakpakan po muna natin sila. Once again, thank you for being the best part of our press conference and may the light of the peace and missions upon you. Namaste. Maayong gabi ka na itong tanan. Thank you.